Born from the dirt, raised by the land. Came into this world on the cold dirt floor. Mama praying hard, daddy working more. Ain't never had silver, ain't never had gold. Just stories of struggle and lessons told. Bare feet on the ground before I wore shoes. Learned real quick about the wins and the lose. Dirt under my nails before I knew my name. Born from the bottom, still I rose from the flame. Born from the dirt, built from the ground. Off grid outlaw, that's the only crown. Raised by the land, shaped by the fight. Born in the darkness, built for the light. The seasons change the field. Learn that patience is the greatest yield. Planted seeds in ground that barely gave. Worked the land from the cradle to the grave. Neighbors helping neighbors when the crops ran dry. Nobody questioned it, nobody asked why. That's the kind of community that shaped my soul. Born from the dirt, that's what made me whole. Born from the dirt, built from the ground. Off grid outlaw, that's the only crown. Raised by the land, shaped by the fight. Born in the darkness, built for the light. Dirt ain't something to be ashamed of. It's the foundation everything's made of. Every great thing started in the ground. Born from the dirt is where the best are found. I stand tall on the same old land where my daddy stood with his calloused hand. Where his daddy stood and his daddy too. Born from the dirt, that's all we ever knew. But we built something nobody can take. A legacy stronger than any earthquake. Off grid outlaw, roots running deep. Born from the dirt, that's a promise I'll keep. Born from the dirt, built from the ground. Off grid outlaw, that's the only crown. Raised by the land, shaped by the fight. Born in the darkness, built for the light. Born from the dirt, raised by the land, that's who we are. Hey! They took everything, but they couldn't take this. They took everything, but they couldn't take this. Yeah. Hey. Lost a truck, lost a house, lost a job in 1 year. Thought I lost my mind somewhere in the fear. Standing in the driveway with nothing but my pride, wondering how a man's supposed to survive. But something in me wouldn't let me fold. Something in my blood ran deeper than the cold. Picked myself up off that broken ground. Rebuilt myself without making a single sound. Can't break what's built from broken things. Off grid outlaw knows what survival brings. Took my moving with everything I got. Shame tried to swallow me whole that year, but shame don't feed your kids, so I pushed past the fear. Slowly built it back piece by piece. Found my dignity somewhere between the struggle and release. Can't break what's built from broken things. Off Grid Outlaw knows what survival brings. Took my worst and made my best. I rose up stronger from every test. If you're sleeping somewhere cold tonight, if you're fighting just to see the light, know that broken don't mean done. Every comeback story starts with nothing, starts with none. Now I got a roof and a reason to stand. Got my people back and the work of my hand. But I never forgot those 3 weeks cold. Never forgot the story waiting to be told. Because somebody out there needs to hear it said that survival ain't just for the lucky, it's for the ones who bled. Off Grid Outlaw, built from the broken part, still standing tall with the toughest of hearts. Can't break what's built from broken things. Off Grid Outlaw knows what survival brings. Took my worst and made my best. Rose up stronger from every test. Built from broken, still standing. Can't break this. Sunday morning, still got dirt on my hands. Yeah, Sunday morning, still got dirt on my hands, yeah. Yeah. Skipped the sermon, but I prayed in the field. Got more religion from the land that I till. Found God in the sunrise over the tree line. Found faith in the harvest and the river's design. Ain't the kind of sit in the cushion pew. I worship where the work is, where the sky breaks through. Every seed I plant is a prayer sent up. Every rain that falls is enough. Church of the Backwoods, that's where I belong. Off Grid Outlaw, singing his own kind of song. No walls, no roof, just the open sky. Where the eagles fly. Grandma used to say God lives in the details, in the morning dew, in the winter gales, in the way the horses move before a storm, in the smell of earth right after it gets warm. I believe it now more than I did as a kid. Understand now everything that she did. She found her peace right here in this land. Passed the gospel down with a weathered hand. Church of the Backwoods, that's where I belong. Off Grid Outlaw, singing his own kind of song. No walls, no roof, just the open sky. Found my religion where the eagles fly. holy and they honest told. It's the church that never turns you away. It's the sermon that gets me through the day. Off Grid Outlaw, finding grace out here in the backwoods where everything is clear. Church of the Backwoods, that's where I belong. Off Grid Outlaw, singing his own kind of song. No walls, no roof, just the open sky. Found my religion where the eagles fly. Church of the Backwoods, grace in the dirt, this my religion. They don't make them like us no more. Yeah. They don't make them like us no more. Shake deal when a man's word meant more than a signed seal. Didn't need a contract, didn't need a clause, just two men standing by their own laws. Dinner on the table before the sun went down. Everybody knew everybody in this town. Lift your doors unlocked, lift your windows wide. That old way of living, man, I miss that ride. Old school values in a brand new world. Off Grid Outlaw, let the flag unfurl. They forgot where they came from, forgot how to stand. I'm keeping the old ways alive in this land. Yeah. Kids these days got their eyes on the screen, lost between the pixels and the things in between. Forgot how to fish, forgot how to farm, forgot that real living starts out in the barn. I teach my young ones how to use their hands, how to read the weather, how to work the land, how to look a man directly in the eye, how to live with honor till the day you die. Old school values in a brand new world. Off Grid Outlaw, let the flag unfurl. They forgot where they came from, forgot how to stand. I'm keeping the old ways alive in this land. Respect your elders, love your family, tie work before you play, and always do what's right. Simple words, but they're getting hard to find. Old school values fading out of time. So I plant the seeds the old way taught me. Hold on to every lesson life has brought me. Pass it down before the knowledge disappears, before the old ways fade away with the years. This ain't nostalgia, this is preservation, keeping the backbone of a working nation. Off Grid Outlaw, holding down the line. Old school values that'll always be mine. Old school values in a brand new world. Off Grid Outlaw, let the flag unfurl. They forgot where they came from, forgot how to stand. I'm keeping the old ways alive in this land. Old school, keeping it alive, that's the only way. Some days a week feels like like it might never live. It might never live. Woke up before the sun with a heavy chest, carrying the weight of every yesterday's mess. Mortgage due, kids need shoes, truck needs a part, trying to hold it together when everything's falling apart. But I walked outside and felt the morning air, reminding me that God don't ever leave me bare. Took a breath, took a step, took it one day at a time, reminding myself that the mountain ain't too high to climb. One day at a time, that's the only way through. Off grid outlaw, grinding the whole day through, slow and steady, brick by brick. One day at a time, that's the only trick. Yeah, that's the only trick. Yeah. I'm living now, just a man in this world and a broken down plow. Some days the harvest comes, some days it don't. Some days I push through, some days I just won't. But tomorrow always give me one more chance to get back in the field, to take another stance. This backwoods life don't come with guarantees, just comes with hard work and bent down knees. One day at a time, that's the only way through. Off grid outlaw, grinding the whole day, slow and steady, brick by brick. One day at a time, that's the only trick. Yeah, that's the only trick. Don't look too far ahead, don't look too far behind. Just focus on the ground right in front of your mind. One step, one breath, one moment at a time. That's the only way to make the mountain to climb. Sun going down on another hard day, still standing tall, still finding my way. Added up the wins even when they feel small, because small wins stacked up all the biggest of all. This ain't a race, this ain't a competition, this a man walking steady toward his own mission. Off grid outlaw, moving at my own pace. One day at a time, winning my own race. Day at a time, that's the only way through. Off grid outlaw, grinding the whole day through, slow and steady, brick by brick. One day at a time, that's the only trick. One day, one step, one life, that's enough. Every road I ever took led me right back here. Every road I ever took led me right back here. From home, but I still smell the pine, still taste the creek water, still feel the sunshine. On a different dirt road than the one I was raised, but the backwoods in my blood never once got phased. Met a man in Nashville, said I had something real, said clean it up a little, said solving the field. Told him I appreciate it, but I can't change my sound. This outlaw music, stay rooted in the ground. Rooted in the ground. Can't pull these roots up now. Off grid outlaw, staying true to the vow. No compromise, no changing for the fame. Rooted in the dirt, forever staying the same. Saying the industry try to swallow men whole. sound, take their vision, take their soul. Watch good artists lose themselves for a deal, trading who they are for somebody else's feel. I'd rather play to 10 who really understand than 1,000 who don't know where I stand. This music ain't a product, this music is my blood. Born in the backwoods, raised up from the mud, rooted in the ground. Can't pull these roots up now. Off Grid Outlaw, staying true to the vow. No compromise, no changing for the fame. Rooted in the dirt, forever staying the same. I keep telling them it ain't worth the while. This sound is who I am, this sound is where I'm from. Can't manufacture what comes natural, son. So here I stand, exactly as I came. Backwoods outlaw with a no apology name. Built this sound on sweat and southern nights, on dirt roads, on bonfires, on doing what is right. Every song I write is straight from the chest. Every word I mean, giving nothing but my best. Off Grid Outlaw, staying true to the soil. This music is my blood, this music is my toil. Rooted in the ground, can't pull these roots up now. Off Grid Outlaw, staying true to the vow. No compromise, no changing for the fame. Rooted in the dirt, forever staying the same. Out here the wolves don't scare me, I run with them. Hey! Yeah! Hey, they call me wild when I was just free. Call me dangerous when I just wanted to be me. Said I was reckless, said I was rough, said a man like me would never be enough. But wild ain't wrong when the world is a cage. Wild is just fire burning through the page. Born with something untamed in my chest. Put it in my music, put it to the test. Run wild, run free, that's the only way I breathe. Off Grid Outlaw, living life underneath. No leash, no chain, no fence, no wall. Born to run wild through it all. Watch the tame one slowly lose its spark. Watch them trade the fire for a walk in the park. Comfortable, living in a comfortable life. Never once asking themselves the reason why. I'd rather struggle wild than settle tame. Rather lose everything than forget my name. This untamed spirit ain't a curse, it's a gift. Every time I fall, it gives me lift. Run wild, run free, that's the only way I breathe. Off Grid Outlaw, living life underneath. No leash, no chain, no fence, no wall. Born to run wild through it all. They've been trying trying to tame things since the start. Been trying to put fences around every heart, but some things weren't meant to be contained. Some souls are born to stay untamed. Raise my kids to question every rule. Taught them why thinking is the greatest tool. Taught them fences are just lines in the dirt. Taught them chasing freedom is always worth the hurt. This untamed life ain't for everybody's taste, but the ones who get it never see it as a waste. Off Grid Outlaw, running with the wolves tonight. Born untamed and living in the wild light. Run wild, run free. That's the only way I breathe. Off Grid Outlaw, living life underneath. No leash, no chain, no fence, no wall. Born to run wild through it all. Run wild, stay free. Born untamed. That's the only way. Every scar tells a story. This one's mine. Yeah. Got a map of hard times written on my skin. Every line of lesson, every mark of where I've been. Broken nose from a fight I probably shouldn't have started. Busted knuckles from the work that left me broken hearted. But I wear it all like a badge of what I've earned. Every scarred page of every lesson that I learned. Ain't ashamed of the story that my body tells. Been through heaven just to climb back out of hell. Scars and stories, that's the only thing I own. Off Grid Outlaw built his way back home. Every mark a memory, every wound a win. Scars and stories written deep beneath my skin. That I built from nothing overnight. Lost a friendship that I thought would last my life. Lost a version of myself I thought I'd always be. But every single loss just carved a better me. They say time heals everything that hurts. I say time just teaches you your worth. Every scar reminds me what I overcame. Every story adds another line to my name. Scars and stories, that's the only thing a single scar, and I'll show you someone who ain't traveled far. The deepest scars come from the greatest fights. The best stories come from the darkest nights. Now I sit around the fire and I tell it all. Every rise and every heartbreaking fall. Young ones listening with their eyes wide open, taking in the words of a man still unbroken. This the greatest gift I got to give, the honest truth of how a real man lives. Off Grid Outlaw, scar from head to toe, but every single mark just helped me grow. Scars and stories, that's the only thing I own. Off Grid Outlaw built his way back home. Every mark a memory, every wound a win. Scars and stories my skin. Scars and stories, that's all a man needs. That's everything. Some people run from who they are. I ran toward it. Some people run from who they are. I ran toward it. Wasn't the smartest kid in any room I walked. Wasn't the loudest voice whenever people talk. But I watched and I learned, and I kept my head down. Figured out real quick how to hold my ground. Teacher said I never amount to much. Said a boy like me was out of touch. But they never saw the fire burning deep. Never saw the promises I made in my sleep. Underdog rising, that's the only story worth telling. Off Grid Outlaw, let the whole world keep on yelling. Count it out before I ever got to start. Underdog rising, straight from the heart. Every bracket had me losing in the first round. Every room I walked in tried to keep me down. But the underdog don't need your recognition. The underdog runs on a different kind of mission. Fueled by every doubt and every door that closed. Every hand that didn't help when the hardest wind blows. Built a quiet confidence nobody saw coming. Now they all asking where I've been and where I'm running. Underdog rising, that's the only story worth telling. Off Grid Outlaw, let the whole world keep on yelling. Count it out before I ever got to start. Underdog rising, straight from the heart. If they ever counted you out of the race, if they ever tried to put you in your place, remember that the underdog always carries something. The ones on top have got a long time coming. Now I stand here with everything they said I never have. A life I built myself in the last laugh. Ain't rubbing it in, ain't here for the revenge. Just here to show what happens at the end when the underdog refuses to lie down. When the backwoods kid claims his crown. Off Grid Outlaw, born to beat the odds. Underdog rising, straight from the dirt to the stars. Underdog rising, that's the only story worth telling. Off Grid Outlaw, let the whole world keep on yelling. Count it out before I ever got to start. Underdog rising, straight from the heart. Underdog rising, count it out, still standing. Winter's coming, but we've been through worse. Winter's coming, but we've been through worse. First frost hit before before the firewood was stacked. Had to hustle hard just to keep the family intact. And the last of summer stored it on the shelf. Learn real quick, you gotta depend on yourself. No grocery run when the road's ice over. No calling for help when the temperature's low. Just a wood stove burning in the family tight. Surviving another long winter night. When an outlaw built for the cold and the dark. Off grid living, keeping alive every spark. Snow on the ground, but the fire burns bright. Off grid outlaw, we survive every night. We survive every night. Yeah. Kids bundled up by the wood stove glow, telling those stories while the wind starts to blow. Ain't no Wi-Fi, ain't no signal out here. Just a family together, that's the best of the year. Soup on the stove from the garden we grew. Everything we needed came from what we knew. Summer's hard work paying off right now. Off-grid living, this is what we vow. When an outlaw built for the cold and the dark. Off-grid living, keeping alive every spark. Snow on the ground, but the fire burns bright. Off-grid outlaw, we survive every night. Still we find our warmth in something deeper than a chill. The kind of warmth that money never buys. Found right here under these winter skies. Spring always comes after the hardest freeze. Life always grows back after losing all the leaves. This winter season taught me what I'm made of, reminding me exactly what this life is made of. Love and grit and fire in the chest. Off-grid outlaws always pass the hardest tests. So bring the blizzard, bring the bitter cold. This backwoods family's built to break the mold. When an outlaw built for the cold and the dark. Off-grid living, keeping alive every spark. Snow on the ground, but the fire burns bright. Off-grid outlaw, we survive every night.